What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel again. You are watching the Hunting and Scrapping channel. Today, I want to do another little how-to video, something that might get tossed away in your normal scrap pile, something that might get tossed away just on your normal trip to the scrapyard. It's something that I feel like you can come across pretty regularly. You may not have as many, you may not get as many as I've got here at one time. But I think over time, I think it's worth it. And I think it's something that you should be adding to your repertoire of stuff that you disassemble and take apart to sell at the scrapyard. So let's take a look. So in here, I have a box. It was a cardboard box, but it disintegrated with all the rain that we've had the last few days. But this is a box of mostly smaller size, smaller end power supplies, computers, printers, really any type of electronic. And most of the time you'll have a little box like this, you know, where it connects to both sides. This plug goes to the wall, and this probably supplies the other end. Let's see what it looks like. Probably like this. Something for a computer. That's probably not for a computer. That's kind of small. All the way up to, you know, you've got these. This is probably most of what your normal size ones will look like. These are the bigger copper cords on the end. I've already gotten rid of those, but these are the smaller cords that you can also toss in your insulated wire bucket. It's definitely worth it, I think. It's gonna go in here. We emptied that out a while back. I've got a pile I haven't put in there yet, but we're gonna add all these to it. And then you also have your plugs. So like this one right here is huge. Like it's really heavy, really big box. And then also you have these things like this, that there's no box in the middle. It's kind of on the end that goes straight into the wall. It's the same type principle. This just goes straight into the wall. These kind of have an in-between section that runs to the, I'm not really good with electronics. I'm sure somebody will know what the purpose of it is, but it's basically the same thing. You either have this style that goes straight into the wall, or this style that it acts as an in-between, and then that cord runs to the wall. So I want to talk about the fact that these can be very valuable. Now I have a huge box of them here, but what you get when you take them apart is this is the inside of it, and there is a copper transformer in there. As you can see, there's a copper transformer in there. And most scrapyards will let you put these in with your copper motors. It's basically the same principle. You know, when you take apart a copper motor, you have a huge metal outside that the copper winding runs through. Now this wire is smaller, obviously, but it has the same principle. It's just surrounded by metal. You cut the cord off of it. And most yards will let you sell them as transformers. They have a separate category for transformers, or either you can toss them in. They'll say, just go ahead and toss them in with the copper motors. They may tell you, no thanks. And if that's the case, it may be worth it to you to get the copper out of it. If you're gonna take the time to take them apart and they don't have a category for it, I would certainly ask before you took the time to do it. But these are pretty commonplace. Most electronics have them, and you'll know it because you'll pick this up, you know, your typical AC adapter. You'll pick it up and it's got some pretty good weight to it, and that's because the transformer's in there. So I want to look at that today. We'll bust a few of them apart, and we've got a few other things to take apart back here. Some motors. I just got to get the motor off of that. Some garage door motors, that battery back up there, and we got a little AC unit up there. But oh yeah, there's my pile of wire right there. I got to throw in there. But let's work on this for right now. Kind of want to show you, it's not real difficult to get into, can be kind of messy, but let's take a look. Let's see what we can do. First things first, safety glasses. So I'm down here on concrete. Workbench will do the same thing. These are just a few style boxes. This was really light, so I'm gonna see, sometimes these don't have the transformers in them, they just have a little circuit board in there, which can also be worth it. So we're gonna do that. But really, I mean, you can take a screwdriver and try to work it into that crack, and you might be able to get into it, but they're sealed pretty good. So I have found that a hammer does the best job. So safety glasses on. We're gonna pop this bad boy open. Now, it does get, this is where it gets tedious because you're gonna get little bits of black plastic everywhere, but a broom will handle that. So anyway, let's bust this thing open. All right, one hit, we're in. This one does have a little circuit board in there. Let's see if we can pop this out. Oh yeah, there we go. And then most of the time it's gonna have like some type of heat shield around it. Just peel that off. It's like a little plastic wrapper. And that's a piece of metal on there, so you can obviously leave that, get your plastic off. And there you go, you've got a copper bearing board. I mean, you've got two small transformers in there. Throw that in your computer board bucket. Cut your cord off, you got your cord. That took one hit. Now, we've got some plastic, but I think this is worth it. You get enough of these in a bucket of your computer boards, circuit boards, and you're good to go. This one right here is really light, so I'm kind of curious to see if there's anything in this one at all. Ow! Pinched back on my finger there. Yeah, same thing. A little board in there. And then these right here are the ones that, you know, the AC adapters that go straight into your wall. These are much tougher to get into. Much, much tougher. They take several hits. It's best to hit it, you know, just go around and hit it on all four sides. But as you'll see here, if you ever never seen inside a AC adapter inside the black box there, you got your transformer, cord on the other end, there's your plug. They just push out. And if that, well, now that I say that, that one doesn't. Just snip those off and you got your little transformer. So 3 different style boxes. They've got copper in them. This one doesn't have much, but it does. This one's got a little bit more, and transformer inside of that. So we got a whole box of these. We're gonna get to work. So as you can see, just in that few minutes there, I was able to get most of them. Those are still surrounded by that little piece of metal. That's okay, doesn't matter. Still got a lot to go. I got a bucket for black plastic. I'll put the transformers and stuff in here. Wire will go in there. Now I've got black plastic shooting everywhere, but that didn't take but just a second. I think it's more important and it's beneficial. This is one more thing that you can add to make a little more money on your scrap trips. I think it'll work. You be the judge of that. Let me know what you think, but I think it's definitely worth it. So let's get the rest of these apart. Hey, I'm still working here, about halfway done. Got a big old pile down there. I wanted to save you some time here. So this is a pretty large power supply. You can tell the cord's pretty beefy. Box is probably, I don't know, 6-7 inches, 3 or 4 inches. Want to save you some time here. You're going to be beating on this thing for a long time, but if you'll pull these little rubber pieces out where it would sit on the floor, there's going to be a screw. Now unfortunately this is one of those hateful star drive ones with the piece in the middle, so you're going to have a special one to get that out. But a lot of times they'll be just Phillips, and you're going to be like, why isn't this board coming out? Well, as you can see right here in the corner, you can see that post, and that's where that goes. You can be like, why is this not coming out? But anyway, you can hit it with the hammer and keep breaking it and get it out, or you can just use your screwdriver. Most of the time it is a Phillips head. This is one of those, I just discovered one of those hateful ones. But you know, you get you a little kit, it should have all that star drive and stuff in there. So anyway, just a little side note. Holy moly. Look at all of those. Woo! Man. We got to get to work. Okay, so as you can see, we got us a nice big pile of little circuit boards. We've got us a nice big pile of transformers, and then we're going to cut the cords off, and we'll have us a nice big pile of copper wire as well. So I'm going to say that took about 45 minutes, give or take. Now, disclaimer, I already know what I can hear now is, well, I thought you said that this was going to be worth it. I didn't hardly get anything. Okay, well, that may be the case. There's going to be a lot of variables. Price being first and foremost, whatever the price is. If metal in a general sense is up, then the prices are going to be better for stuff like this. If it depends on how you break it down, it depends on how much you have. I'm not looking at this saying this is a $300 pile of metal and wire, not even close. I might make an extra 50 bucks even after separating it all. To me, that's worth it. I'm not doing this for a living. I'm not doing this to necessarily pay the bills. I make a little bit of side money from it, but it may not be worth it to you. And if you want to cash all of those power supplies in and throw them in the metal pile, by all means, do it. This is something that I enjoy doing. If you enjoy tinkering on stuff, if you enjoy destroying stuff, hitting them big plastic boxes with a hammer and watching them explode, if you got a Friday night and you don't have anything else to do, save it for a time like that. That's what this kind of stuff is for, is when you've got time to go out and tinker on it and mess with it. If you enjoy it, that type of thing. I'm not saying you're gonna get rich off of it. I'm just saying that you can use this to supplement whatever you're already doing. If you're gonna separate it anyway, go ahead and break it down. That's the way I look at it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna say we are a little over an hour in, and we got everything done. So here's our big pile of circuit boards. They're small. Some of them are smaller than others. That one's in there. This is about as big as they'll be in those boxes. So we got us a pile of circuit boards. These are all our end pieces. This will just go in the scrap metal pile. That's just all the end pieces from the cords. there's all our little transformers, copper transformers, and there's about 30 or more in there. Kind of did a rough count. And here's our container of copper wire. It's probably, I don't know, almost a quarter of the way up maybe. But that's all the wire that we got off of it. So that's all plastic that we busted up. There's a little pile of plastic that we got out of all that. So anyway, I think that was pretty successful. Again, it's going to determine, you have to determine your needs and your time and how much your time is worth. I think it's worth it to me, but you got to be the ultimate judge of that. So we're done with that. We're going to wrap it up. All right, so we're done. That took a little bit longer than what I thought, but we were dealing with a lot of pieces, a lot of small pieces, and then processing it all. Yes, it is. I am sweaty. And you're thinking, well, I thought it cooled off a little bit. Well, it did, but you know what? I sweat really bad, so there you go. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate you watching. This may not be of any interest to you if you like these little videos, kind of breaking some stuff down, breaking it apart, kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of the scrap game. If you enjoy that, leave a comment down there and let me know. If you don't, let me know too. That helps me out, and so I can make good content and good videos. But anyway, we got to get back to Bible school tonight at church, so we're going to wrap this up, and we will see you on the next video.